All right, we're looking at this difficult logic puzzle, and let's see what we can do to solve it. Okay, Rogers Oak is either the tree in Woden's Woods or the 150-foot tree. Not too terribly helpful to start. Number 2, Evans Fir is in Eldora Woods. So the 99-year-old tree is taller than the 94-year-old tree. So the 99-year-old tree can't be the shortest tree, and the 94-year-old tree can't be the tallest tree. The 80-year-old tree is 6 feet taller than Nolan's pine. So first of all, the 80-year-old tree is not Nolan's pine. So Nolan's pine can't be the tallest. It's 6 feet shorter than the 80-year-old tree, so it can't be here either. It could be 153 if the 80-year-old was 159. It could be 150 if it's yeah, okay. The 80-year-old tree can't be the shortest or 150, so it's got to be at least 6 feet taller than Nolan's pine. All right, the 147-foot tree is 85 years old. So 147. So I'm just putting my clues together here. So Nolan's pine could be the 85-year-old tree. However, yeah, okay, we're good. Of the senator and the 99-year-old tree, so the senator is not the 99-year-old tree. One is 159 feet, and the other is in Benton Notch. So the 159-foot tree is not in Benton's Notch. And that's all we know right now. So the senator could be 159. Yep, and yeah. All right, of the marsh tree and the one in Eldora Woods. So the marsh tree is not in Eldora Woods, already knew that, because Evans Fir is in Eldora Woods. So I'm just going to put that here. So of the marsh tree and Evans Fir, one is 147 feet tall, and the other is 94 years old. Well, we don't know the answer to that. We know the 147-foot tree is 85 years old, but that doesn't really help us here. Okay, the next clue, Evans Fir isn't 147 feet tall. Oops, not 147. So over here it says the marsh tree and the Evans Fir, one is 147 feet. That's not Evans Fir. So the marsh tree must be 147. And that makes Evans Fir 94 years old. Oops. Okay, so Evans Fir is in Eldora Woods and is 94 years old. So 94, hold on. The 94-year-old tree is in Eldora Woods. And Eldora Woods goes with 100. Sorry, we don't know where. We know it's not 147. Okay, and then the marsh tree is 147. So this is marsh is 147 and 85 years old. So the marsh tree, 85 years old. Okay, so 147, 85, we know that. We know it's not in Eldora Woods. Okay, let's move on. Nolan's Pine is in Deloitte Woods. Nolan's Pine is in Deloitte. So I'm just going to put that over here. Nolan's, Deloitte. So we know Nolan's Pine isn't 147, 156, or 159. So we can mirror that over here at Deloitte. It's not 147, 156, or 159. And the marsh tree, we don't know. Oh, it's not in Deloitte. Outdoor, yeah. Okay, let's go back through the clues again and see if we can learn anything new. Rogers Oak is either in Woden's Wood or 150. Those are both still open. Evans Firs in Eldora Woods. So that clue's done. We don't need to read that again. The 99-year-old tree is taller than the 94-year-old tree. We found out that the 94-year-old tree is not 147. And since the 99-year-old tree is taller, the 99-year-old tree can't be 150 because it has to be taller than the 94. So, okay, the 80-year-old tree is 6 feet taller than Nolan's Pine. We found out that Nolan's Pine is either 150 or 153, which means the 80-year-old tree isn't 153. It's either 156 or 159. The 147-foot tree is 85 years old. We don't need to read that one again. Of the Senator and the 99-year-old tree, one is 159 feet, both options, and the other is in Benton Notch, still both options. So no help there. Of the marsh tree and Evans Fir, one is 147, the other is 94. I think we've exhausted that clue as well. Evans Fir isn't, Nolan's Pine is, and Deloitte. Okay, so let's use some deductive reasoning here and figure out what we're missing. Make sure we have everything we can have. So we have Evans, Eldora Woods, 94 years old. And over here we have Eldora's not 147. The 94-year-old tree. Okay, so here's a clue we missed. The 94-year-old tree can't be the tallest. And Evans fir is the 94-year-old tree. So it too can't be the tallest. So the 99-year-old tree is taller. This is Evans fir. So looking at Eldora Woods, that can't be the 159-foot tree. Don't know anything else there. So we don't know which woods it's in. The 85-year-old tree can't be in Deloitte. This is Nolan's Pinus. Okay. Okay, so at this point, this is when things get tricky and you really have to use logic. So this is why I love this puzzle. All right, so here are our clues. We have a 99-year-old tree. And right now we know that 99-year-old tree is either Nolan's pine or Rogers oak. So NP or RO. And we know that's taller than the 94-year-old tree, Evans fir. Okay, so we have this. Then we have an 80-year-old tree. And we know that the 80-year-old tree is either Rogers oak or the Senator. So RO or the Senator. And we know that's 6 feet taller than Nolan's pine. Okay. And then the next clue down here, we have the Senator and the 99-year-old tree. One of them is 159 and the other is in Benton's Notch. So looking at the 99-year-old tree, we know it's either Nolan's pine or Rogers oak. But we look up here at Nolan's pine and we see that Nolan's pine cannot be 159 feet tall. We already figured that out because it's 6 foot shorter than the 80-year-old tree. And we also know that Nolan's pine is in Deloitte Woods. That's from this clue here. So it can't be in Benton's Notch. So if the 99-year-old tree were Nolan's pine, it can't be 159. It can't be in Benton Notch. In other words, the 99-year-old tree cannot be Nolan's pine. It has to be Rogers oak. So Rogers oak is the 99-year-old tree. Which makes the Senator have to be the 80-year-old tree, and Nolan's pine is the 96-year-old tree. Okay, so Rogers oak is a 99-year-old tree. It's taller than Evans fir. So if you look here, Rogers oak, because it has to be taller than Evans fir, and Evans fir could be 150, Rogers oak cannot be 150. And then so we look back at clue number 1, Rogers oak is either the tree in Woden Woods or the 150-foot tree. Well, it can't be the 150 tree, so it's got to be in Woden Woods. Okay, so 99-year-old tree in Rogers oak. So over here, the 80-year-old tree isn't Rogers oak, it's the Senator. And that's 6 feet taller than Nolan's pine. And we haven't narrowed that down yet. So, but looking here, so the Senator's 80-year-old tree. We know the 80-year-old tree can't be the first 3, so we can nix those. Rogers oak is the 99 tree, okay. So the Senator is either 156 or 159. Rogers Oak can be any of these three. Nolan's Pine 6 feet shorter than this one. And we know that Rogers Oak is taller than Evans Fir. All right. So coming down here then, we have this clue. The Senator and the 99-year-old tree, one is 159, the other is in Benton's Notch. The Senator, we said, is the 80-year-old tree. It could be in Benton's Notch. It could be 159. The 99-year-old tree is Rogers Oak. We know that's in Woden's Woods, right? So it can't be in Benton. So the 99-year-old tree must be 159 feet tall. Which means the Senator has to be 156. And we're putting the Senator in Benton's Notch. Which puts the Marsh Tree in Knox Woods. So remember, Nolan's Pine is 6 feet shorter than the Senator, the 80-year-old tree. So if the 80-year-old tree is 156, Nolan's Pine has to be 150, putting Evans Fir at 153. So that's it. I mean, you can fill out the rest from there. Right, Nolan's Pines, 150 feet. It's in Deloitte Woods. And it's 96 years old. Rogers Oak's 159. The 159 is 99 years old. So the 80-year-old tree is 156, which means the 94-year-old tree is 153. The 94-year-old tree is in Eldora. What else we got? Benton's Notch is an 80-year-old tree here. And Knox, the 147 tree is in Knox Woods. Putting Woden's Woods, 99-year-old tree, Rogers Oak. Benton's Notch, this is the 80-year-old tree. And Deloitte Woods is Nolan's Pine, which is the 96-year-old tree. Oops, almost did that one wrong. Knox Woods, we said, was the Marsh Tree, 85, which puts the 99-year-old tree, Woden's Woods. Boom. Wasn't that fun? It was fun for me.